It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll be watching the Patriots' Offensive Player of the Year. He was excellent a week ago, throwing 7 touchdown passes. It's the Patriots and the Niners under the lights on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. And tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Yeah, Richardson will throw to start out here. He'll find Lindsey here. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming up for the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. And Richardson back to throw it. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
How about that? Red man coverage, and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Patriots take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
Brown throwing to start the drive. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Brown. Got a man. That's Ward. Down the left sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A big play there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Patriots put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
So after the field goal, Riley back out as he'll send this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's going to hit 2 of his first 5 passes with a big third down coming up. He's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
With a quick slam, good for 8 and a first.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot, maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. This defense for the Pats, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Richardson on 3rd and short. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
And his throw is incomplete.
We can look at this Patriots defense.
This crew against the pass, issues at times. Ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the...
Richardson hit it, he fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders. That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. On 1st and 10, Brown. And his throw here is incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. Left side, it's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's fakes a spike. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively,
and he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks for the defense, they knew what was coming.
they knew, but they weren't able to stop him. They knew they had to meet him with a little bit of force, but on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Ryland on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football, as they've got it as we resume action. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. San Francisco's offense returns to the field, and they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball down.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now that brings up fourth down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And take it right on the 30. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And they will take over first and 10. New England's offense set to go. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus. About themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
A give left side to Matthews. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Patriots are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on on display in that victory.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down. Back to throw. Brown. It's complete to Cook. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Brown. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
They'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first-half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Richardson on 2nd and 10. The Pats are going to get there, and down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Third and 19. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Fielded at the 20. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Brown now, throwing to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Off play action. Brown. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Nifty job there on the scramble. Got 12 yards. And now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun. Brown. He'll get this to Ward. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there was a 49er who's in some discomfort.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Now Brown on 1st and 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Patriots continue to pull away here in this first half.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits were on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Meanwhile, Richardson's throw complete to Foster.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's Brown. A final shot before break. That's complete to Ward. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Good games all over the screen there, one being at MetLife Stadium. A big one for the Jets as they'll square off against the Miami Dolphins.
Message
the
received here. No
game
need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter.
Taking on the L.A. Chargers.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Patriots to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They start the drive with Matthews. Room here to run. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Again, it's Matthews. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And now a carry here for their fullback. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Holding. Offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He finds his man complete. That's Ward. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Again, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. And
he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
49ers nothing.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Richardson under pressure, and down he goes.
Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Take it at the 37. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Patriots ready to get the football back. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Brown looking to throw on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. 34 yards.
And the Patriots will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
49ers nothing.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
1st down, San Francisco.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Richardson to the air on first down.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Now Richardson.
Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
New England trying to get a place on offense. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
They stay on the ground with Matthews again. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
71 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it, and on that play he did. So you've got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
2nd and 9.
Coming right, this is Matthews. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
This is Murray. And it's a fumble.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. A first down carry for Matthews. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now 2nd and 9. Matthews up the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Charles, when you look at this stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way, that threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Moved the ball on the ground, moved people so they could run it, and then protected their passers so they could throw it.